Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In this video we're going to be talking about a heat wave that's coming to the eastern United States. It's kind of associated with that one that's been over Texas and Oklahoma. It's been really bad, and it's going to get quite hot east of those areas in the mid-Atlantic states, southeast, Gulf. We'll talk about that in just a second. But before we get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to click the links in the description for my social medias. So right now we're looking at the temperature anomalies, and this is for the 16th of August, which is going to be Friday. And again, on temperature anomalies, I mention this all the time, but in the blues we have below average temperatures, and in the yellows and reds we have above average temperatures. This does not mean it's going to be cold if you're in the below average section, or going to be warm if you're in the warm section, even though you probably will because it's summertime. But a lot of those reds are going to be pretty far above average, 8 to 12 degrees above average there for the mid-Atlantic on this frame. So we're quite warm already by the 16th, but I wanted to show this because this isn't really that warm comparatively to normal, compared to the other frames. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the 18th, and you can see a lot more of those reds start to show up for the northern United States, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Dakota, areas like that. And then the mid-Atlantic, Kentucky is very hot on this frame. And then we also still have a lot of those warmer temperatures for Nebraska, Colorado, Utah, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. All of those areas are very, very far above normal, close to 14 degrees above normal. So it's going to be quite noticeable. And in the west, you see we have a really big cool down going on. 17 to 28 degrees below average in that second shade of blue. And where it starts to turn purple there, that's 28 to 32 degrees above or below average. So that's very, very far below normal for Oregon, Idaho, portions of Montana, and California as well, Nevada. So pretty far below average there. Very big cool down for the west coast there. Just wanted to mention that for some of my viewers that are in the west. I get a lot of comments that say I don't mention the west enough. We're going to go ahead and move on, and you can see that we have very, very far above normal temperatures for Kentucky, Missouri, and then into some of those Great Lakes states, particularly Michigan, which is 16 to 22 degrees above average. Going to be very, very warm and toasty there during this time frame on the 20th. This is Tuesday the 20th. And then New England, also Maine, going to have a really big heat wave here where we're going to be 10 to 16 degrees above normal, even 16 to 18 degrees above normal in some of those northern regions. So pretty far above your normal. And you can see in the west, we've started to warm up a little bit, but some of those regions in Montana and North Dakota are pretty far below average still, 9 to 13 degrees below average for you guys. So it's still, again, quite chilly there. Now we're going to move on one more frame, and you can see we're at the 22nd of August. And pretty much everywhere is far above normal here in the United States in general. The western United States, the Four Corner states, Texas, into the eastern United States. Really, it's more above average with the exception of Florida and some of those Gulf states, and then also Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. So those are the only exceptions there. Now we're going to look at your real temperature here. So this is the actual temperature, and if you look at the bottom, you can see the actual temperature and then the color shade there. So you can notice that when we get into that kind of really light gray color, that's basically when we're either at 100 or approaching 100 degrees. So you can see how warm it really is here on Saturday the 17th. From Texas into Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, D.C., West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. All of these areas have some sections that are at or a little bit below 100 degrees on the 17th. So yeah, I would consider this a heat wave. A lot of people are going to comment like, oh, it's the summertime, of course it's going to be hot. Well, this is above normal temperatures, so this isn't normal. That's basically what that means. This is above normal. We're going to move on one frame, and you can see same story on Sunday the 18th, just even warmer there for Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, where we see closer to 110 degrees, approaching 110 for a lot of those regions. And also Kentucky, we have some regions approaching 110. So still 100 degrees or just below it for a lot of these grayish areas. Then you can see on the 21st, things cool down in between the 18th and the 21st, but you can see it warms back up and we approach 100, or at least mid to upper 90s here for a lot of the mid-Atlantic, Kentucky, Tennessee, and some of the Gulf states. But really, really, really warm there for Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas, where you can see a lot of those pinks starting to show up there. Again, that's where you're about 105 degrees, we'll call it, so it is quite toasty. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I know this was a shorter upload. I have a friend that is heading off to college after today, so I need to spend some time with him. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a great week and a great rest of your day. See you guys later.